Hello, Amanda Neworth here. Um, I just really wanted to bring everybody's attention to if you're in Australia, New Zealand, Southern Hemisphere, this area. Thursday night, 2 a.m. Sydney time is the full moon. It is such an important full moon, okay? You've got to apply your mental capacity towards freedom, okay? It's very important. Now, I just really wanted to start this one reading off for New Zealanders because I know they're in the thick, absolute thick of it at the moment as well. So we're going to just go for New Zealand and just talk about the energies around. Incredible, very emotional time. Hold your power. Hold your power and use the force of that inner ability to create, generate high frequency love. Very important. And wash it through everything. The washing it through everything. Okay, so this is going to be really quite tricky to do under the circumstances, but you wouldn't be hearing this unless you were a spiritual being or seeker of truth. So it's time, okay? Got to generate that love. Got to get it. It's generated on the inside of you. Wash it through everything. Just wash it through absolutely everything. All right. Okay, the energy around it is that there's a lot of uncertainty about what the heck's going on, what the plan is, and, who's in charge and who's going to lead everybody out of this. A lot of really futile, it probably feels like, oh, it's pointless, they've got it. Well, if you generate this energy, it's going to help move things along really, really well. Um, there's a lot of deception, etc., etc., and a lot of dishonesty and a lot of cunning energy going on. Yeah, lots and lots of it. So there's a stabilization that needs to happen through that inner work. Okay, they've used their plan to work on everybody else, but if you take and grasp that same power, it's going to be pretty incredible. And there's a lot of courage required, loads and loads of courage, and to bring in justice and to bring in order, basically. All right. The other energy that's around, Princess of Discs is pretty amazing because it is opportunity. It is about meditating and from the inside finding that safe feeling, because all of our safety and security is on the inside of us. So perhaps there's a slightly different way of doing things that you might find only on the inside. Okay, it's love and all sorts of warmth and nice things. That's an interesting one. 5 discs with that is, again, it's about going inside of yourself, going inside. By going inside, you can kind of overcome all of the worry and all of the crisis. So on the outside, it's feeling like a crisis, as we all know. But it's about getting through it rather than it getting through it. Okay. So the sun's of course important because it's looking to the light. It's striving for the light. Light is truth. Light is love. So it comes back to this again. It comes all the way back to that again. Realizing deep, 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 deep down to get to the highest part of yourself. It's lots of life and living. So it's about, moving away from that authority that's actually false. So what have we got? Well, this is good. Coming up just not too far off, the energy just in the future. So upcoming is unexpected events, okay? Unexpected. Well, that's pretty good, don't you think? This is a pretty good thing to have. If you can hold on with all of that love frequency, radiating it out, knowing that justice is coming, yep, going inside and working through it to the light, to the highest part of yourself. Unexpected changes are coming. Keep your heart out looking for this. You know, the deadlines seem to be coming up and hopefully will be passing very soon. And as I was saying about this full moon, very important to get some energy going and to put your mental capacity towards how you want the world to be, how you want your experience to be. It's crucial at the moment, not just for you, not just for New Zealanders, but for everybody. All right, everyone. Lots and lots of earth going on with New Zealand. So there's a whole lot of prosperity, achievement, wealth, all of these types of energies, yeah? Lots and lots and lots. It is also, there's an innocence and also very new things coming, like never seen before. Never seen before. This is a card, I quite like it. It's that innocent folly. That's how I really learnt that card, innocent folly. So, you know, that sort of childlike energy where you're just tripping along and laughing and having a good time, even while it's biting at your leg, okay? Even though it's winding around you. So, knowing that there's unexpected changes, especially to do with wealth, and of course, the biggest wealth that we have is our health. And I was just reflecting on Agenda 2130, and they did try to do it through the land and taking the wealth that way, but now they're actually attacking people's greatest wealth, which is their health. So just into the future, another bit of energy that's around it, just lovely to see it as straight as anything, is that the oppression is going to fail and out of it comes happiness. Or can we say the happiness that you can generate, the love that you can generate will create the failure and the oppression to go away. As simple as that. This card's also a weight card because it's when things are disintegrating and things are empty, and I know that there's an emptiness around at the moment. It's also effortless, very effortless. And so therefore something's being stopped in its tracks. And of course the oppression there is where your energy can't flow because there's just so many things. We could possibly easily say rules, etc. So the happiness, continuing off all of that generation of energy, mental, emotional, and spiritual energy together, focusing on generating that love. Know how hard it is. Just find something really light-hearted to get you there. Okay? Lots of love. I'm just going to do Australia as a general. Australia. It's evident that in Australia that we've gone to the next level of revelation, I'd say. I don't know if you've heard me talk about it, but you know, every layer of their construction, whether it be the media, whether it be big gov corporation, etc., health, medical, pharma, media, tech, all of these things, and then the judiciary, and then also I think we've got to really set, possibly we are seeing the military as well. Basically, they're all signed up on the other side of history. And this is part of the reveal, and we've got to just sit tight. And we really got hit by that on Friday afternoon, the 15th of October. So I'm just going to do a generalized Australia spread. Where do you want to go? All right. This is for Australia. Lots of earth cards for both New Zealand and Oz. Lots of earth. So in this spread, we've got new earthly stuff coming. New. Very empowered feminine as well. When I this card is a really interesting, like it's the same, holds the same for what I was just saying before about that agenda 2130. The wealth that we have is us. That is our greatest wealth. We are of the earth. This is our greatest thing. Now, we need to sit completely and totally in our incredible throne of power. We need to do that. And in doing that, we will get new actions happening. So it's the same theme in a sense, just a slightly different, explanation. So very, very material, okay? It's purpose and all sorts of things. Something is about to happen. Again, we need to really focus on the greatest wealth that we have. This is a major issue. I can't emphasize it. Okay. Oh, how interesting. Yeah, I've just spent the last few days really just spending time with myself and going through the shift over of Mercury retrograde coming back to stationary, because Mercury really affects me. And I've really had to sift through a lot of past, a lot of people that I've had dealings with who've thrown me under the bus, and all of this sort of thing. And I can give you an example. That's exactly what I feel I'm getting to, is this massive truce between all of the little minutiae that are going on, etc. And then switching it over to more of the universal abundance and rising my energy up. And that's exactly how that expresses. That's the best way I can put it in these earthly terms. So how much minutiae do you have to go down? How many lessons, how many times do you have to go around that merry-go-round before you learn that your greatest abundance is on the inside, and calling a truce on the many, many things that have occurred in the past and lifting out. I bet you it's got something to do with that, yeah. All right. So, a revolution. And so that there's this spiritual one going on, and it's from the inside, and it's about letting go of all these things where, people have thrown you under the bus, or they've behaved so badly, or they're basically just liars, and we've got a lot of that going on, and misrepresentation, and all of those many, many things. It's time to come back and have a look, get away from the addiction of other people, and hanging on to it and believing everything. Start questioning, because there needs to be a little bit more of a revolution in your thinking. Okay? Revolution in your thinking. It's transformation. Okay? Transformation in a sense, but it's a mental level of transformation. Needs to happen. Needs to happen. It's the rise, that's that energy, like if we're busy, bogged down in all of those minutiae, we can't raise our frequency, we can't rise. But that would explain exactly what I've been going through. It's been this absolute battle with my mental state and my emotions as well, but this real battle. And that sort of explains perhaps that I was just part of the collective consciousness. I grieved a lot since Friday. I feel as though a lot of people had so much despair on Friday that they actually left the planet. It just was quite a massive shift in the energy field that was very uncomfortable. Very, very uncomfortable. So this mental battle that's going on is about that revolution, and it's about revival of your spirit. But it's that mental level, getting all the junk out of the way. Interesting that we've got this massive power here, the prince and the princess. So by getting that junk out of the way, the prince can actually create another kind of unexpected change. But it comes through your awareness. It comes through this mental. So it's a time to really focus on the mental level of self. quite important. Okay, so unexpected changes, but we've got the change card, so it's absolutely inevitable that the change is going to happen. So maybe there's a preparation going on for leaders or for direction as well. Okay, so this one is also about formulating where you want life to be, and this seems to be a massive, massive, massive thing. I was telling a friend just on this topic. I said, okay, so a white hat rocks up to the door, and we just give each other a big hug. We sit down, he kicks off his boots, and he tells me all about it. So it's like getting this completion kind of energy in your thinking, because if you feel like you have to keep knowing that next bit of information, that is by design. You've got to flick it over into, well, where am I at now? What do I really want? We've got this massive moon. It's the most important couple of days. So if you're in a victim mentality, if you're being immature about things, we won't get the change. Okay? So spend the next couple of days really going through what is it that's your major battle, and then flicking it over into what is it that you actually want. And nobody can tell you that. That is you. That is your special incarnation. Okay. Just coming up ahead. All the hidden deep things, really hard to understand. It's about finding, exactly, it's about finding that urge, that part of you that wants to rise. The old word for it was aspire. And you aspire to be what? You aspire to aspire, rising. And you have to connect your emotional world and your dreaming world, which is imagination. Okay, you have to connect them. Okay, that's what it's saying. Really connect them. Dig down deep into gathering where your light is, digging down really, really deep. And this is about embracing life so seriously, like taking it serious, this life, this gift, this privilege that we have of being here at this time. If you can dig deep and dig past all of those hurts, which is what was being said earlier, dig past all of the hurts, all of the pain, and past all of the depression and all of the sadness, then you see that it was just like, okay, now I renounce all of that sacrifice. Because if you can renounce and push through, you're bursting out of that outer husk of who you are, which is what's been laid down upon us. So we've got to burst out of that husk and take our life seriously about all of the things that perhaps were, hidden deep inside of us, perhaps hard to understand, but there is so much energy being broadcast down to us to me, the galactics. They are just beaming it down to push us through and help us, and to reach out and ask them for help. It would be incredible with your free will, only if you choose, of course. So this is where will is like a harmonious. It's when you've harnessed your power. Power is the fire inside of yourself. And it's a virtuous thing because it's actually part of the universe. So this is really saying, do some work on yourself. Take a moment, take a breath away from all of the minutiae, the data, the who's saying what, the whatever. This is like the moment to spend doing your inner work, getting into the virtue of yourself, which is that harmonic balance between the energy available, your will, which is an incredible balance between many facets of yourself. The will is your mental, emotional, and spiritual all holding together, and it's in harmony. It's a harmony card. So if you could spend the days being creative and looking forward to a new start, this is going to help so much. A new start, that's fantastic actually. see the new start rather than reset or anything like that, or them winning or whatever. It's about being really independent, okay? Independent and aspiring for freedom, okay? This is what this card is all about. Aspiring right into that freedom and reclaiming freedom and self-determination. So it's tapping into a real wisdom and being resourceful. It's the light and intellectual spirit of the highest frequency, okay? Really, really sacred. And then we've got the Prince of Cups. So it's transformation. Simple transformation, really complex to be honest. It's that bridging between emotion and reason. And that makes so much sense. So guys, really got to just do some spiritual work. Turn off the who done whats, or get away from the technology for a little couple of days. Let's bring in the new start. And I would think that I might just leave it there. And if we could just take a nice big deep breath. And of course, we've got our free will engaged, and we ask for nice big deep breath relaxation. Our shoulders are softening, our body's relaxing. And with the next deep breath, we go inside of ourselves. Drop into your consciousness, and down into your consciousness, start asking myself the question, what is it do I really truly want to experience this planet? I'm so thankful for the privilege of being here at this time. But it's now a call to action. It's time to step up. How am I going to resonate? How am I going to resonate? Where am I going to resonate? What do I align with? I align with, and it will be what is said. Love, light, truth, that's me. And I resonate that out. And it's calming me. There's truces made. And now it's washing through me and healing me. I'm healed. And just spend some time in this kind of energy, just figuring out where your power is, where your balance is, what it is that you would like to have if it was a choice on the full moon for, say, totalitarianism versus democracy. And then make your decision and bring down your staff and spread it through the universe. And it will come in many different and varied ways. And it will be as it is. It is time for action. Spiritual action. Spiritual revolution. From inside of you, and then rippling it out. What you can also do is you can tap into the galactics that are all just above us and ask them with your free will for what you ask, for what you see. You can go, my free will asks for complete assistance to complete freedom. Anything you choose. And if you wanted to, you could pause it here and do that, but I wanted to finish it off with just saying afterwards, when you've spent time contemplating within your being, to bring down the most vibrant green energy down over you so that it creates a massive bubble over you. We're going to ask this green energy, this green light, to capture all negativities and imbalances, absorb it into the green, and wash it through your body to the right, to the left, to forward, to back. And continue that until all of that dross, I call it, unwanted energy is absorbed into the green, taking it up and out into the universe. That green, pulling it off you. We know I'm going to ask angels to look after that, please. For the highest good of the universe. And you can do it again and again until your energy shifts, and then you can bring down your protection, a great big bubble of protection around you. And I thank you and I love you so much. I love you so much. See you next time.